Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is the energy update for all signs for Monday, the 1st of May, 2023. I hope you're doing well. A pinch and a punch for the first day of the month. So, I have a live show 3 times a week here on YouTube. It's called Psychic Cafe. In there, I give mini reads for donations. I would love to see you in there. Come along sometime. You can find the next show laying in wait on my YouTube channel by clicking Be Healing down there. If you're interested in a private reading with me, they're available from my website, behealing.com. You can find a link for that in the description box below, and also one up there too. I get them out within 48 hours if you're ordering them. If it says it's sold out, it's just sold out for the day, so do check back a day or so later. So what's in the energies for everybody today? We've got rare knowledge, something that you know that not many people know, or a secret that you've got, or a secret that someone lets you in on. What's this all about? We've got generosity. Someone's been generous with you, or you're generous to someone else, but you're keeping it secret. No one knows about it. Keeping it quiet. Something like that. It could be that. Or you're being generous to somebody because you know something about them, but for their best interest, you're not going to tell anyone else about it. You're keeping it quiet. No, there's that generosity again. Interesting. Flow and dive. You could know about someone's generosity and you're not going to tell people about it, or somebody's being generous and they're keeping it quiet, but you know about it and you kind of want to tell people about it. It could be that too. You've got flow and dive here. Going the flow and deep diving into something doesn't feel connected. That those cards might not be relevant today, but these definitely are. Something about generosity. Okay. I tend not to tell people when I'm generous, like the donations that I do and stuff like that. Just keep it to myself. It's about me. And we all have different choices, like what we want to give to and stuff like that. So we don't have to get other people's agreement on it. So, yeah, try not to say anything about it. 8 of Cups. We could be walking away from something or leaving behind an emotional attachment today. The Queen of Swords, having boundaries, saying no to something, being clear about something, about where we stand on something. The Page of Swords. This could be someone kind of noticing you or you noticing them. There is that kind of icky energy today of like knowing what's going on with someone else and knowing their secrets or something like that, or them knowing yours, or I don't know. The Knight of Swords, wanting to rush to someone else and tell them. It could be very tempting today to rush and tell someone else. 8 of Cups, so leaving behind an emotional attachment. 7 of Voices, perhaps something that you've been deluding yourself about. So that's the kind of energy, like when we're kind of stuck on someone, we think, oh, that'd be a great partner for me, trying to get into a relationship with them. It doesn't kind of work out, and then we realize, oh, they're not actually for me. There's this thing and this thing about them that we're not a good match. There's been an element of self-delusion. You could be walking away from that now. So telling yourself like, oh, I don't actually want to be with that person, or that job isn't right for me, or I don't really want to move to that place, or whatever it is. Justice is not really for me. It's not really for me. So there's a realization that something is not really for you, and you're just kind of letting it go. No longer emotionally attached to it anymore. Realizing that it's not quite a match to you. What's behind this? Discernment. You're just choosing better now. It's just something that you weren't sure on before, and now you've realized, or now you've kind of learned, yeah, that kind of thing or that kind of person really isn't for me. I need to be with or around or working for or whatever someone more like this or something more like this. Queen of Swords, so you're saying no, you're having boundaries to it. The Devil, like, I don't want this thing, saying no to that. Like, it's not good enough for me. It's not what I want. It's not aligned with me. I don't want that thing. Reunion of souls could be, could be talking about a relationship here. Like I said, it could just it might not be a relationship. It could be someone like that you wanted to date, or you wanted to start something off with, and then you're realizing actually they're not for me. It could be someone that you've been involved with too, with that reunion of souls, but Yeah, just kind of realizing that they're not for you in some kind of a way. You know, it's like before I went on my complete health kick kind of thing and got so I was always into it, but not to the level I am now. And now I realize I just can't be with anyone that's not really healthy like me, um, because they're not attractive to me anymore, you know? So it's that kind of a thing is all of those years where I was like entertaining the idea of being with someone that's not like that, they weren't for me. And realizing that, you know, it could be something like that. So, Page of Swords, someone looking on, and you looking at someone else, realizing something about somebody. You coming out or not? The Ace of Voices. It's an aha. It's like, yeah, noticing something about someone, and it's an aha. It's like, oh, that's what they're like. Yeah, that's what they're like. Masculine energy is behind that, and so that's what they're like. They're this kind of a person, and that's what I'm saying is like, then you could want to rush and tell everyone else about that, but it's not necessarily a wrongness of them. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be shouted from the rooftops. That's like with that example that I gave. It's like I need to be with someone that is like really fit and healthy like me. Um, that doesn't mean when I find out someone's really unhealthy that I go out and like badmouth them to everyone else, going, "Oh, they're not very healthy." I'm not going to do that. It's okay for people to be like whoever they are, right? So, but there is this feeling that you might want to go and tell people, like something with that generosity thing as well. So it could be around that. I don't know. The world. It would cause some change. You might feel like people need to know about it, though. So if it's like you found out that someone's stolen, do you know what I mean? It's like generosity. Say, if you found out, you realize that someone isn't for you because you found out that they were stealing from the collection box, you know, or they were taking donations or something like that for a cause, but not using that money for that, something like that. You might want to tell the world about it. The Five of Inspiration, but there's something competitive about it if you do that. So you might be just considering your options like, should I tell people about this? Will it cause change, positive change if I do that? You might just be want to ask yourself that question if you're in that kind of a dilemma at the moment today. If you are, that is. If this kind of an energy comes out in a situation like that for you. For the majorities, I think it's more like you don't need to call someone out on something just because they're not aligned with you. I think that's going to be the majority of people's experiences with this kind of an energy today. The slow but steady behind that. So you might just want to bide your time in making that decision if you're in that dilemma today. Because what we want to shout out about one day, the next day we probably will go, there's no point in saying anything about it. It's not for me to say about it. Kind of energies of should you be a whistleblower today. But the majority of the energies is more about you walking away and saying no to something and I'm not that, and just kind of letting it lie, I would say. But of course, make your own decisions, totally up to you. What about our love lives today? When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you've shared with those you love. So you might be wanting to prioritize relationships, want people to share things with that the things that you enjoy. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we're always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. There could be someone that you're spiritually aligned with that is kind of meant for you. And once you really know yourself properly and become who you really are, that could be when you might be realizing what kind of person that person would be, and go out and seek them in those kind of places where you'd find someone like that, where you would recognize them probably instantly. And know your worth. It's knowing yourself and knowing who you are, what it is that you love, what's really important to you, and also that you deserve to have that in a relationship from someone else too. What else? Spy. There's that thing again. But spying on someone else, getting in a hurry about someone, the masculine energy, what they're really about. Could have you daydreaming about them. For independence and letting go. Yeah, there is this energy today. It could be letting go of someone perhaps that you were stuck on because you're having a heart about them, because you've watched them and something has come up, and not many people know that about them, but you do. And once you know, that's it. You know that they're not aligned with you. There's a lot of that energy in these cards today. And perhaps in your experience too. Let me know in the comments below. What else is in the energies today? Dog close up, pleasure with a close friend. We have Queens, money will be coming to you. And Tree, affairs with your family. Interesting. So think of a yes or no answer question, because I've got a red and a green crystal in this bag. I'm going to pull one of them out very shortly for your answer, but this is just a general reading. It's not a personal reading. So if you want me to pull one of these crystals out for a specific question you've got, come along to my Psychic Cafe show sometime and ask it in there. I can also use these in private readings as well. Book yourself in. There's a link in the description box below and also one up there too. After you've booked in, click on the Contact Us page on my website. Put any questions that you've got for your reading in there. Well, how best to deal with these energies today? The Chariot card is about being pulled in two directions. And sometimes we shouldn't rush in when we're pulled in two directions. We should bide our time to get really clear on a decision. That's what I'm getting from the Chariot today. So think of a yes or no answer question now. Pause the video if you're not ready for your answer. Your answer is no. It's the ruby. Don't do it. There you go. Now you know. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Leave me a comment. Click on that subscribe button with that notification bell to hear more from me. I make one of these energy updates every single day of the year. I go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show. I'd love to see you in there and give you a mini read. And I make 3 love picker card reads a week as well. You can find one of those right there right now and watch that next if you want. Well, have the best day ever, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.